today's look is going to be inspired by Kim Kardashian. I just want to tell you, I don't think at all that I look anything like her. I was just requested to do this look, so I'm hoping this will help many of you guys out who are trying to figure out what she wears and how she does it. From what I can see from a lot of Kim's pictures, she does a basic smoky eye with silver and grays, so I'm going to go for that today. To start us off, I'm going to start with MAC's Cream Color Base in Pearl. I'm just going to rub my ring finger in that. I'm going to put it all over my eye area. And this is going to prep the eye to keep those eyeshadows sticking to it. You want to make sure that you put it evenly across. You don't want any clumps because then the eyeshadow is going to stick more to that area and it's going to look uneven. Okay, so once I've got that cream color base on, I'm going to go with MAC's 239 brush, that flat shader brush, and I'm going to go in with Silver Fog pigment. It's that one right there. If you have Electra eyeshadow, that'll work fine too. You just basically need a light silver color. So I'm going to pat that in the inner third of the eye. I can't say this enough, don't blend, just pack it on at first, especially since you're working with a pigment like Silver Fog. Okay, and it's going to be a really shimmery silver look. Okay, then after that, I'm going to go in with Charred, and that's a dark kind of silver look, and that's that one right there. Same brush, 239. I'm going to put that on the rest of the lid. Try not to go up into the crease because we want to keep that concentrated color right there on that lid. So take just a little bit more Charred. Once you get it on there, then you can start blending it by just sweeping it over into that Silver Fog that we just put on. Okay, once you get that done, then you're going to go in with the 217. That stiff dome-shaped brush, and I'm going to go in with some print, and all that is a dark gray color. It's kind of a satiny finish. Since we're doing so many sparkly things on the lid, you don't want something too sparkly on that outer V. Okay, I'm going to start here on that outer part of my eye, and then I'm going to start blending it slightly into the crease. Try not to go too high up, because then you'll start getting too close to your eyebrow, and you want to keep that part of your eye light, so it brings attention to your eye and it doesn't close it off. Now just a warning, this does get pretty messy since the colors are pretty dark, so if you want to wait to put on your foundation, that might be better. We're just going to keep blending it, and this is basically that smoking out technique, where we're just going to start blending it out. You want most of that dark color to stay in that outer part of your eye. If you want to darken it just a little bit more, you can go in with a color like Carbon, which is a matte black color, or something like Black Tide, which is a black and it has sparkles in it. I'm going to go ahead and use that because I want that outer V to be just a little bit darker. Flicks, you get any extra color off, especially with black shadows, because if you get fallout, it's just a mess to get off because it's so dark. So I'm going to put that just a little bit in that outer part, just to darken it. Okay, once you do that, I'm going to use that same brush, but I'm going to clean it off. We're going to start blending out the crease. I'm going to use Vanilla, and that color is just a satiny finish, kind of creamy white color. And since we have so much sparkle on the eye, again, you want to keep the rest of your eye satiny or matte. You don't want to have all the same finish because then you just look like, especially with silver, you look like a disco ball. So rub that in the crease. We're using that 217 brush. Take a little more color. And see how I'm just blending it out. You don't want any harsh lines left from those dark colors. Okay, then what I'm going to do is wipe that off again, and I'm going to go in with a sparkly white color, because what I can see from Kim's picture, she does have a sparkle under that lid, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that, and this color is White Frost. It's just a shimmery, true white color. And I'm going to pat that right under the highest point of that arch and then blend it out. Because we want a white shimmer under there. Take just a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my 219 brush, and that's that small brush like that. It's just a really small dome brush, and I'm going to go in with some black Tide first. Flick it off. I'm going to put it under the lower lashes right here. Now you want to go just about a third of the way in. You want that darkest part on that outer part of the eye. Okay, then wipe off your brush. Now I'm going to go back in with that charred color, that dark silver gunmetal color. And we're going to put that on the middle third of that lower eyelashes. And start blending it in to that black Tide we just put on there. Be real careful when you're doing this because it is so dark. You don't want to look like a raccoon. Okay, wipe off the brush. Then I'm going to go in with that silver fog, that really light silver. Flick. And this is what's going to make your eyes pop. We're going to put it right there in that inner part of that lower lash line. And you want to be real careful at this point because I'm going to take a little bit more and put it right there around the tear duct. Make sure you flick that extra off before you put it there because it'll start flying off the brush and go in your eye and it'll be kind of painful. So make sure you flick, see that extra coming off, then put it in there. This is going to make the eyes pop and help lighten your eyes since you have so much dark color in the outer part. Okay, now what makes Kim's look so much different than the other celebrities is she's really big into a lot of black eyeliner. So I'm going to line the waterline and the top lash line. I'm going to do it pretty thick. I'm not going to smudge it out. I'm just going to line it pretty heavily on there, and then I'll put on several coats of mascara. If your lashes aren't that thick or if they're sort of short, I would go ahead and put on some false eyelashes. I would show you how to do that, but I'm really not comfortable wearing false eyelashes. It's a long story. But if you want to look like Kim's true look, she does wear false eyelashes. So if you want to do that, go ahead. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll meet you back in a little bit. Okay, before I put on my mascara, I wanted to show you guys real quick how I'm lining the eyes since that's such a big part of Kim's look is her black eyeliner. And again, I'm using Urban Decay's 24/7 pencil. You could use MAC's eye pencil in ebony if you wanted. I just prefer Urban Decay's because it's creamier for me and it just goes on a lot easier. But what you want to do is when you're lining that lash line, you want to get really close to the upper lashes, and for her look you want to go all the way down into that inner part of the tear duct. And then from there you can pull your eye down just a little bit and start lining that waterline, and you want to go all the way into that tear duct there. So that's what I've done so far. At this point you can add your false eyelashes if you want. If you don't want to do that, then just go ahead and put on several coats of mascara. The one that I've been really liking lately is Clinique's High Definition Mascara. For me it works really good. It has two different ends to the wand. One's a comb and one's like a brush. So I really like that one. The other one I've been liking is L'Oreal's Voluminous. I'm not sure how to say that, but I like that mascara too. So I'm going to put my mascara on and I'll meet you back in a sec. So let me show you a close-up of what it looks like. This is a silverish gray smoky eye, Kim Kardashian inspired. As you can see, there's lots of shimmer on the lids. It starts to go dark out in the outer V, and then a white kind of shimmery highlight underneath. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and you know you can always send me a message if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful for you. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.